Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds. This
I have a new mission for you, Professor. I would like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, the Lance of Ruin. Their leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a I believe it had something to do with his lack of a crest. Such happenings are fairly common within the kingdom.
The Crestless cannot unleash the goddess's power even if they possess a relic. Nonetheless,
the hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seiros are away from the monastery, so we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon. Well, however, to ensure that no harm comes to the students,
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking.
Hey, Teach. I gotta say, I never would have guessed you were a descendant of the King of Liberation. You didn't forget, did you? That story I told you about a relic that could cut a mountain in half? That relic was the Sword of the Creator, the very same used by Nemesis, the King of Liberation.
I can't do that. I want to do that.
Don't be
Let me
coy,
do that.
Teach. The Sword of the Creator could only be wielded by Nemesis. If you can use it too, that can only mean you have that Bloodline's crest. Fine, keep your secrets. But just so you know, I don't understand isn't gonna cut it here at the monastery. Speaking of, Professor Hanneman has been looking for you.
Yep.
He probably wants to examine your crest with those crazy instruments of his. Actually, sounds amusing. Maybe I'll tag along.
If it isn't my little Claude, what has you so worked
Oh,
up?
hi there.
Judith, what are you doing here?
That's Lady Judith to you, boy. I told you, until you're in charge, I expect you to address me with all due respect.
I killed you on a bridge
Anyway,
before,
I'm here to
sorry.
retrieve you. Duke Regan's condition has taken a turn for the worse.
Are you saying the old man's on his deathbed?
No, it's not that bad. But in the state he's in, he won't be able to participate in the next roundtable conference. He wants you to go in his stead. I volunteered to play the messenger.
Well, thanks for that. Oh, and Teach, this is Judith, also known as the hero of House Dathnol.
So you're little Claude's teacher, are you? How much trouble has he been giving you?
If her nickname didn't give it away, you should know that Judith, Lady Judith, is the leader of the famous House Dathnol of the Leicester Alliance. She used to be a big deal at the roundtable conferences, but it seems of late she's been reduced to a mere...
You had better shut that mouth before I put my boot in it, you tactless nuisance. Now come on, let's get going.
I like
Sorry,
her.
Professor, but I need to borrow the boy for a bit.
I suppose we'll have to finish our chat later. Sorry, Teach. But don't you worry, I'll be back in time for our next mission. All right, Judith, let's get going.
It's Lady... I suppose you are the active leader for the time being. Fair enough, boy. Fair enough.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately. Specifically, that you are able to awaken the Sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered. I had, of course, seen your crest before. However,
Excuse me.
at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is, in other words, your crest is too significant. After this discovery, I began researching crests that might... However, I could not be certain. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium. The crest of flames. Your ability to wield the sword of the Creator has unequivocally
The Fire
proven my
Emblem?
hypothesis.
Eh?
A legendary power,
Eh?
dormant since time immemorial. There can be no doubt that
Manuela.
Thank you for your invitation. What a lovely smell. Thank you. It's good. Yeah. Oh. Huh? Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Am I that terrible of a woman? So I'm a little... No.
I was agreeing with you. But okay.
Huh? Thanks for the treat. Come by the infirmary anytime.
I guess she's bi? Marianne.
Professor,
What's up?
there's something I need to say.
Oh yeah?
Thank you. How should I put this? I don't seem to be getting along with everyone. I don't contribute much either.
You kept people
Am I
alive
a
in that
nuisance
last
to you,
battle.
Professor? If so, I'll leave. Of course, my adoptive father may not understand, but if I must... Oh, my adoptive father is one of the new nobles of the Alliance. His territory is to the north. He was a distant relative who took me in after my parents vanished. He's blessed with great drive and ambition. Some may go so far as to call it avarice. He wishes to marry me off to a powerful noble. That's why he sent me to the academy. If I left now, I'm sure he'd have a strong opinion about it. Ah, sorry. I strayed away from the topic. I'm not good at telling stories either. Good. I'm glad. So, as I was saying, are you sure I'm not bothering you, Professor? Oh, I'm so grateful to hear you say that. What I'm trying to say is, you should keep your distance. I'm more trouble than I'm worth. You only say that because you don't know the real me. I'm sorry, I have to go.
You're right, I don't. More supports. Manuela.
Oh, settle down and stop. Oh, dear.
Just a moment.
Oh, what should I do? I can't open the door in this state. Manuela,
Hold on. Where are my clothes? I can't even find my... Where in blazes is my underwear? Oh, What is my... I can't tie this properly. It's not even covering... Oh, Manuela. I'm fine. Just hold on a moment. Hello. So, what do you want? Excuse me?
I put a lot of time and effort into making... No, you've done nothing wrong. Actually, I didn't have a good night. Never mind. What did you want, anyway? You heard from him? The fellow from last... Yeah, figures. Kinda saw it coming, actually. That's why I came back to my room and went to bed. Thank you.
Drunk out of your mind,
Checking in on
I
me.
assume.
Was that all you... Well then.
Let's see. 67% chance. I don't have that dark seal, so I can't make him a dark mage. That's not a big deal though, because dark mage isn't all that great. It's dark bishop that you want. No, things are fine. No need for certification exams now, I guess. So, exploration.
A stone? A stone. Yet as I think of it, the pounding in my chest grows faster still. But is that me? Or is it you?
I think I know what happened to that crest stone now that I think about it.
I could use your help.
Could you help me out?
Find the iron welding material.
Hello there.
That was easy.
Professor!
Knew I could count on you. Hey there.
Yeah, you need to.
Is this it?
You need to repair
There
that
you
shit.
go.
Ooh. I can make her a killer axe already.
Is this it?
Although Iron Axe Plus is going
There
to be
you
better
go.
in the general sense. I don't have any loot steel. That's pretty neat.
Is this it? There you go.
I should keep an eye out for that.
Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go. Come back anytime.
Cool beans.
Professor, please leave Sylvain alone for the time being. The thing is, the bandits' leader who's...
Okay.
Why is that fish so... still? Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful...
Ah, Professor, I would like to have more opportunities to connect with you. Though I'm certain... Might you help me with a favor?
Lots of fish out there. Apparently.
It's awful. Just awful what happened with the rite of rebirth. The infirmary. Well, things are finally calm. Let me tell you, still, we can't lose them, Professor. No.
Okay. Now teach me flying.
The glory of...
Hey, Bernadetta. That would be Bernadetta.
I'm not secretly eating cake. Okay. Oh, fine. I've been looking for this.
Well, sorry, I didn't know my presence offended you so. Jesus. Just leave. Lance tournament, huh? Get in there, Leonie. This is gonna be just fine, I think. She's even allowed to ride horseback.
Another one down. I call that a win. How do you like that?
I don't know why it has to fade out like that sometimes. May as well play it safe. It's still gonna be an easy victory.
Another one down.
Got him. Almost A+.
I am sorry that the kingdoms of Professor.
The West Fodlan.
Mercedes. Her face looks...
Are you her dad or her brother? Probably. She said something similar about you. Seeing double here. Master Seal. No need really. I'm a long way away from that. I'll let a killer lance though.
So, you have a crest too, eh, Professor? Does that mean you're just... I sure do wish that the teacher, a mercenary...
excuse me.
So very mysterious.
May I help you, student?
How could a girl ever get enough?
Annette?
Professor, if you're heading to the kingdom, I would recommend taking a coat. It also rains a fair bit. Don't get caught out there without protection.
I know who adores
Lady
sweets.
Rhea entrusted the sword of the Creator to you. I can hardly even fathom you being capable of wielding something of...
Good question. Here's your encyclopedia.
That's mine! I thought school life would be peaceful and quiet with us, but since you arrived, it's been one thing after another. Is that just a coincidence, I wonder? What do you mean?
Who knows?
Never mind.
You and your class were at that fight in the Holy Mausoleum, right? I admit I wish I knew.
Any items? Nope. Raphael?
Hey, Professor. Don't you think everyone's making too big a fuss over these? How important can that stuff really be? Personally, I don't even care that I'll take most.
I bet you would.
Hey!
What's up?
Hey.
Fish Bounty Festival. Get Leone motivated and get some affinity with Petra.
That? I would be liking that.
Huzzah!
There is...
Max Professor level, get.
That's... that?
I'm gonna stop it there for now. Just in case I want to use my exploration points for anything else.
It seems that our next mission is another bandit hunt. This time I've heard that they're what a complete disgrace to me.
Indeed.
For a hero's relic to be stolen.
And just last month, the sword of...
Also quite unheard of.
Some people are unhappy because they don't, and some are unhappy because they have a crest.
Indeed.
The coffin of Saros in the Holy Mausoleum should... Instead, they say it held the...
Well... That might be Marianne's.
Some and some are... Yes.
Quite so. The head of the Western Church holds the title of... That's not as distinguished as an archbishop. If someone in that position plotted an assassination, there are bishops in the East. They are under the influence.
Yes, who could be instigating that, I wonder?
Oh.
Sure is strange.
You acquitted yourself honorably, lad. To think they'd go into the holy... I cannot imagine what... As for the masked knight who escaped, I hope we find him... Need something, Professor? Until that's...
More levels.
I am Rodrigue Achille Fraudarius. I bear the great... I have come in Margrave Gautier's stead to retrieve their stolen relic. However, as I hear it, a group of students is to attend to this matter. I see...
We'll be fine, don't worry.
What the...
I heard about your brother.
My brother is the leader of the bandits. How's it? Please, Professor.
Oh.
Petra.
I have never had goings to the kingdom's north. I hear the people of North are cold. Professor, you cannot remember? This is not... You have my thanks.
Yeah, I didn't really think she'd particularly like it. But she didn't dislike it.
I'm gonna keep training.
Gee, who could that possibly be?
Oh. I can't please.
Here you go, buddy.
Oh, that's...
Oh.
It's not like Sylvain's one and only character trait that I've seen so far is he likes the ladies a lot. To the point that it's pretty much the only thing he ever pays any attention to. Oh, Petra.
Okay.
Yes, I have never professed you can't. I had lost the...
Let's see, I think that's all the students in this area. So let's go to the cathedral and do that quest and talk to Mercedes and shit. Probably Ignatz.
So the whole plan to attack the monastery was some plot? That means they used... What right do they have to drag a good man like...
I don't think it's as simple as that, dude.
Right.
One note. Let's go. It's Rhea. When I see students enthusiastically eating together in the dining hall, I sometimes wish to join them. I wonder if that would be a bother. It would be a little odd, I'm not gonna lie.
Isn't it strange? Saint Seros' body was missing from her coffin. Do you think she moved from her coffin?
Who knows? Also, no, probably not. Probably not.
You have helped me so much.
You did it.
Need something? This one?
That one.
You're all set. This one?
That one.
You're all set. This one? 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 You're all set.
And that's why I haven't spent
See you again soon.
my renown up until this point on New Game Plus things. I believe the sword belt fragment is Felix's.
Impressive. Think of it. The soul. You have to master it as soon as you can. That's mine.
Hey, I heard about. I figured. I figured. I learned all sorts of things. Cleaning, chopping wood, I'm happy to help you out with anything you need done for your class.
Oh,
You
sweet.
betcha. Since, you know, you can't exactly add me to your class or anything.
Cyril Get. I didn't know it would be
This
that
wasn't
easy.
the first time I've taken part in an Alliance roundtable conference, but it was still exhausting. There's not enough cooperation in that group. But at least my grandfather was surprisingly alert. Judging by that, I'd say he's got at least 5 more years in him.
Ah, Professor. Gerald it seems he has gone. If he is not in his room, then I have something to ask of you. I have something to ask of you.
Teach me hokey sticks.
You must be right. However, you will. May I ask a favor of you?
Oh, Professor, are you looking for Captain Gerald? He was talking with a female knight, but I didn't get a good look at who she was.
Hi. Don't you think maybe he's... Thank you very much. Oh, that's...
Oh my. No, that is quite enough. I should compose myself. I must remain...
I believe I hear a cat meowing. And looking at the time, it is about time to feed the animals. So, give me about 15 minutes. Maybe it won't take that long, but that's how long I'm going to give myself. Sound? Alright. Animals all fed.
Oh, Gerald? There's a great... I can't remember.
Some people and some are. Oh, thank you.
I appreciate your effort.
I did it. Oh, I'm sorry you're so disappointed.
Hey, I wanted to ask you to join me, but I couldn't find you. So, here I am. I was thinking we should visit your mother. She's resting beneath this humble grave. Hmm? Oh, of course you would ask that. I wouldn't know where to begin. So she was gentle and smart. Oh, so smart. A wonderful cook. And she loved flowers. Whenever I brought her back, I cherished those memories. I can't count. And she smiled the most. She died right after you were born. She wasn't able to spend much time with you, but she loved you with all her. This ring is the only keepsake I have of her. And one day, I hope you'll give this ring to someone you love.
Okay, but that doesn't answer my question.
Well done. You have my thanks.
Okay.
Hey.
I don't think anybody else teaches lances, so... Let's see what food I can make. Same things as before, it looks like. Let's boost my speed.
I see. Cooking is much more exciting than studying.
Who's this?
Professor.
Lawrence? Damn, I was hoping it was somebody not from
Professor,
my house.
have you been looking for me again?
No.
I am very busy, you know. I must insist that disruptions for light-hearted chats of this kind be kept to a minimum. What did I tell you about falling victim to such salacious and slanderous rumors? As I've told you, there is obviously a conspiracy against me. There is no manner in which I could possibly be considered bothersome.
Oh, not at all.
Professor, I assure you, you have been deceived. My adversary has poisoned the hearts of these ladies against me. The plot goes deeper than I thought. But if you truly do insist, please understand, Professor. I am not some scoundrel out for conquest. I am attempting to fulfill my duty as heir of House Gloucester. It is my
But you have to take
responsibility
no for an
to
answer.
continue our noble line by finding a suitable lady to be my wife. It is a rigorous process. My family has the very highest standards for appearance, grace, temperament, and pedigree. Typically, yes, even if others are sometimes critical of that notion. For the nobility, marriage is not merely a union of individuals, it is also a union of families. It would not benefit House Gloucester to be tied to a family of powerless commoners, would it? To achieve supremacy, it is necessary for my line to be tied to that of an influential family. That is the best path to peace and prosperity for all. So, as you can see, the future of the Alliance rests on my shoulders. If it is a burden, it is one I am all too familiar with. We nobles are born to this duty. That being said, to avoid misunderstandings, I shall restrain myself until things calm down. I would rather not cause trouble for you after all.
Much appreciated.
Yep. Oh.
That's Leonie's. Or Leonie's.
Professor.
Another person from my house.
Hey, Professor. There are a lot of hardworking people here at the Academy, huh? Even Claude. He acts carefree, but secretly he's so serious. Everyone focuses on training without even needing to be told.
Yeah?
Maybe they think I must protect my friends, even if I have to risk my neck. Of course I'll try to protect them, but I don't understand why anyone would want to risk their life for someone else. When you die, no matter how you died, it's over. To me, it's more important to enjoy life. We only live once, after all. It's a waste to spend all your time working and being responsible, right?
I'm just gonna say flat no there.
No matter what people may think, I'm going to keep being me. So in our next battle, I'll support everyone from the sidelines.
No, you won't.
Aw, come on, please. How about I do something for you as a way of saying thanks? Oh, I know. I'll let you join me for dinner in the city. Two pretty ladies strolling around town. I'm sure someone will treat us. Okay, just think on it.
Absolutely, we'll think on it. No. No, that's not happening. I guess I'll spend the last of my time training in faith with Rhea.
I'm trusting you. You must, however, you will.
Okay, the other two quests are battlefield related. I got a lost item for Leonie.
Captain J, if there's a problem, I want to help any way I can. I did, but he just died. Oh, that's mine. Someone lost.
That is... I like how she's like, oh, it's mine. I lost it. Thanks for finding it. And then you show her another lost item. It's like, oh, someone lost this? Someone doesn't... Some people don't appreciate what they have. Like, you just lost something. Shut up. Now, where was Lindhart? in the academy.
You and your eye at news?
Yep.
Oh!
Okie doke. I can go get another thing from the statues. And do whatever fishing I can, because there's a chance of catching what sounds like multiple fish per... Although...
Need something?
I am maxed out now, so that's less important.
This one? You're all set. See you again soon.
Let's go say hi to Gilbert, who is totally not Annette's dad. No way. Oh, there you are.
I have a request. Hail, Professor. If I may introduce myself, I am Gilbert. My life has been spent as a dedicated knight. I may have slowed a step in recent years, but I pledge to you the full No, Professor.
Maybe.
That's either going to be Marianne or Ferdinand. Both of who were at the stables. Who knew?
Instead, how could you?
Some. What's this?
So not those two. Fine. Let's see. Currycomb, Ingrid. Even better than those two. Of course, she was standing right next to it. That seems to happen a lot, actually.
Professor, the thing is... Yes, that's mine. Thank you very...
Let's see, who do I want for mission assistance this time? Do I want to bring Petra, Felix, Ingrid? One of those three, I think. Where was Felix? Oh, right. He was in the dormitory. I'll get Petra. She's got to be close to a B rank by now, and she's less likely to outright kill things than Felix is. At least for now.
I have never had Professor. You check. Yes.
Okay. We done. Let's see here. Hilda. You did it. impress me. Ooh, I like
Guess
it.
I'm still growing.
You really think?
It's...
Leonie.
Nope. I'm getting it. I'm getting the hang of it.
Get more access. I guess just focus axis.
What? What? This... I feel like...
No.
Sword and axe. You do axe and flying, my dude. Does he have any budding talents? I can't check. Alright, if I want to make her into a warrior, all she's gonna need is axe. Okay. Wyvern Lord is probably something that would be good to make her in the eventually. What is talking? Definitely want her to become a mage eventually. If for no other reason than Fiendish Blow. So we go Faith Reason. Axe, flying. Okie dokie.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What's up? That was a fascinating lecture, but now my brain is fried. I feel like I need a change of pace to reinvigorate me. What do you recommend?
That's...
He didn't like food?
Professor.
Nah. Raphael.
Great timing,
Broski.
Professor. I was just going to come find you. Are you busy? I have a question about formations. I don't understand them at all. Are the speed of battle and the terrain connected somehow? There's too much to memorize. I don't? Then what do I have to know? I think I understand the basics. To start, you just... Ah, okay. I think I've got it. Thanks for the help, Professor. Brains and brawn. You've really got it all. With your help, I should have no trouble becoming a proper knight. Huh? Didn't I tell you? My parents were merchants of the Alliance. They died in an accident. That's why it's up to me to look after my little sis. I'm not great with bookkeeping, so I don't think I'd make a good merchant. I talked to Grandpa, and he suggested I become a knight. So I sold all our valuables and used the money to pay my way into the academy. My sis won't survive if I get kicked out, so I can't give up now. I might have tried being a mercenary if I didn't have my little sis to look after. I probably shouldn't say this, but being a mercenary does sound like an easier life. Mercenaries have no responsibilities, and no one else to worry about.
I mean, that's not necessarily true.
But someone's got to take care of my little sis, so that's out of the question. Serving as a knight in a noble house is more secure, and you don't have to worry about dying unless there's a war. My sis has been through so much. I don't want her to have to worry about me. Hey, do you have any siblings, Professor?
Nope.
Then you probably think I'm missing out on my freedom, having to support her, huh? But working hard for my sister isn't too bad. Call it a burden, call it a challenge. If it makes my sister happy, I'm happy too. You should ask your father to have some more kids.
Mom's dead.
Anyway, that's why I've got to become a proper knight.
With you.
I will do. Well.
Nice one. Sweet.
I see. It's all making sense now.
Got a grasp on this. I think it's coming along.